What is going on, everybody? It's Alex back with another video, and today we have a leak on GTA 6. Now this is incredibly exciting because it's been a while since we've actually had like a legitimate leak about story and things like this. We've had a lot of speculation, a lot of people talking about things, bringing up points, especially having to do with release date. But today we have a leak that has to do with the story, location, stuff like that I am very excited about. So as a little disclaimer, just like any leak you hear about it is just that. It is a leak, meaning that you need to take everything I say with a grain of salt, especially because this one is coming from a Reddit post. So I'll have a link down below so you guys can check everything out for yourself. I'm just going to be summarizing all the important stuff in it, but basically we start off with a Reddit user going by the name of Jack-O-Lantern1982. Basically everything in this leak is coming from one of his Reddit posts where he's saying he's getting all of this information from two reliable friends that worked for gaming outlets including Kotaku and PC Gamer. Assuming this is true, it would be a pretty reasonable source, but once again, because it's on Reddit, there's really no reason to give this guy any credit, especially since he doesn't have any track history of leaking anything. But getting into it, let's talk about the setting of the game. So he gives some good details on the location, the setting, everything like that part of it kind of coincides with what we've heard in the past, and then part of it is a little bit different. So he's claiming that the game is going to take place in the 1970s or 80s, primarily based in Vice City, but also including a fictional location based in Rio De Janeiro, Brazil. Apparently, the story is heavily influenced by the Netflix show Narcos, which is actually very interesting. It kind of follows the drug lord kingpin Pablo Escobar and everything about that, which would honestly make for a pretty cool Grand Theft Auto game. He claims that the building of the drug empire will be very similar, at least mechanically, to the Vice City stories, but apparently it's going to be on a significantly larger scale. He's even claiming that it's going to be 10 times the size of GTA Online. Also, he's claiming that the story will be laid out in chapters, a lot like Red Dead Redemption 2 and not very similar to the previous GTA games that we've experienced in the past. So kind of breaking down the setting, if you guys haven't been keeping up with all of the GTA 6 leaks, like I said, a lot of this coincides with what we've heard, but a lot of it is very different. A lot of people have been asking for like a 1970s and 1980s, basically anything but modern story in GTA. However, most of at least the most credible resources that we've had with these leaks have all claimed that it was going to take place in modern time. So it seems a little fishy to me that now all of a sudden we're hearing something about it being in the 1970s and 80s. However, we have heard numerous times that GTA 6 was codenamed Project Americas, meaning that you were going to be taking place obviously in America that we're used to, but also South America. The fact that this leak is claiming that we're going to be partially taking place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, means that actually kind of falls in line. So once again, the time zone seems a little sketchy to me, but I guess it's not really that far out of the realm of possibility. So moving on, he also gives us details on the main character that you're going to be playing as in GTA 6. According to him, unlike in GTA 5, you're only going to have one main character. He describes this character as a male drug lord wannabe named Ricardo. Now, to give it some credibility, this actually has been brought up before. We have heard about the wannabe drug lord named Ricardo before, so he could just be taking this from previous leaks, or it could be actual legitimate information. He summarized the story by saying, as Ricardo, players will start off a low-level cog smuggling cocaine before new connections with powerful people open doors for much more lucrative opportunities. Once again, completely coinciding with what we've heard before. And honestly, digging deeper into how this game would play, I think it would work perfectly for a GTA game. Imagine starting off the campaign where you're just kind of like, you know, a low level, you're in Vice City, something like that, you're selling drugs, whatever, you maybe get drug busted, something like that, and then you end up working your way up and you end up working with Pablo Escobar and maybe even taking him down and stealing his reign. How much fun would that be in a video game? Obviously, all that speculation, and I'm not even 100% sure that I like the idea of having a game taking place in the 70s or 80s, but I think it would be fun. We do get a little bit of detail on some other characters in the game, including a character named Casey, who apparently just plays an important role in the narrative. Apparently, we're also gonna get to see a younger version of Martin Madrazo, who has a lot to do with the campaign as well. According to this leak, GTA 6, or whatever it's going to be called, has been in development in some way, shape, or form since 2012, even before GTA 5 launched. He notes that it wasn't in full production at that time, it was just a small team dedicated to it, building the foundation of the game, but apparently the game picked up full production in 2015. Obviously, the production was split up between GTA 6 and Red Dead Redemption 2, but apparently it was actually being worked on alongside Red Dead Redemption 2. Also, he's claiming that that it's a Rockstar worldwide production, meaning that it's not just one or two studios working on it, but it is all of the Rockstar studios working on the game simultaneously, which would make sense. This is a big game. This is the biggest game. It's the biggest chance to capitalize on money. It makes sense as to why they would put everyone on the project. I believe that. He is once again stating that the internal code name for the game is Project Americas, which honestly seems pretty likely. We've heard this before. I believe it. So apparently the game will have a decent balance between realism and arcade gameplay, and he even states that it won't be as realistic as Red Dead Redemption 2. As much as I enjoyed Red Dead Redemption 2, when I was playing through it, I was really kind of worried that this is where Rockstar was going for future Grand Theft Auto games. I feel like the serious and the realistic tone really works well for a game like Red Dead, but for GTA, I really just kind of want the satirical game. I want the more arcade. I want the crazy colors, the crazy explosions. I want it to be a Michael Bay movie. And I'm very happy to hear, even if it is just a rumor that we probably can't really put any validity in, it is nice to hear that it's not going to be as realistic as that in a Grand Theft Auto game. Something that doesn't surprise me but seems very interesting to see how they're going to implement is he states that weather is a heavy focus in the game, including hurricanes, floods, and more. There's so much they could do with this. I mean, imagine the tornadoes. Maybe you have a beach house or something and there's destruction. I don't know exactly how it would work, but honestly, I feel like it's something small that a lot of people won't even pay attention to, but the detail that they're putting into it, I find very fascinating. So to quote, he says that buildings change over the eras, vehicles too. This causes headaches apparently, but they managed to nail a pipeline and get it working. So older, rare classic cars get more expensive as time progresses and etc. There's a full economy, it's next level. So this opens up a plethora of questions that I have. So first of all, he's saying that the buildings and cars change over the eras. So this could potentially bridge the gap between what I was thinking. Basically everything we've heard about GTA 6 being a modern era game stems from online. Having GTA Online being modern makes it a lot easier to monetize. So obviously I don't know exactly what he means by this, but to me, reading this, it seems like the campaign is going to be taking place over many decades. If the game is starting in the 70s and then it goes for a few decades, it would make sense for it to actually end up in modern times. More than likely, they're going to release the campaign a month or two early and then release online later, meaning that most people that actually care about it are going to be playing the campaign before online even comes out, and by that time, you're already in modern times, so it's a clean segue into the modern times of GTA Online. Obviously, that is complete speculation over one sentence, but it would be really cool to see that work, and once again, I feel like that would give more validity to this leak. Also, he stated there would be a full economy, which actually is very exciting. I don't know exactly what they would do to implement this. Maybe it's just, you know, fluctuation of prices or something like that, but it would be really cool to see things like that actually happen. Maybe you can snag certain vehicles right as they depreciate and before they start appreciating again. If any game is gonna do something like that, it would be GTA, so I'm excited to see if they actually do it and then how well they do it. So I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this, but apparently you're only gonna be able to have weapons on your actual body. It's not like you're gonna have an arsenal in your back pocket like previous GTA games. Although, once again, I feel like it makes a lot of sense in Red Dead Redemption and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I like that in GTA. Again, maybe I'm just on my own here, but when I'm playing GTA, I really just want the chaos and shenanigans. I'm not really looking to have to make decisions on, oh, this weapon mixed with this weapon is the best combination. I want to have an RPG, I want to have a shotgun, I want to have an SMG, I want to have an assault rifle. I want to have everything. So although I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal if you don't have access to all the weapons, I kind of would rather have the normal arsenal that we have had. I'm curious as to what you guys think, so let me know what your opinions on that are down in the comments. Apparently, your personal vehicle will be very similar to the horse saddle in Red Dead Redemption 2, where all of your equipment will be stored in there. So it'll be actually very interesting having to keep your personal car around a lot more. I mean, I know playing through GTA 5, if I don't have my personal car around, I just steal a car and I'm not really worried about it. So it'll be very interesting actually having to keep up with your personal vehicle just a little bit more. We've heard this 1,000 times, but we can add it to the list. Here's another leak saying that it is not going to be on current generation consoles. We've heard over and over again that this game is just way too ambitious for everything to be able to handle on the current consoles, and it's only going to be on the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Scarlet, and then of course PC. So one other thing is that he claims that the game is now their primary focus, obviously after the shipment of Red Dead Redemption 2, but apparently it is in production alongside another title which he believes to be Bully 2. Once again, Bully 2 is coming up. I've been speculating that they've been making Bully 2 for a while, and I've been kind of losing hope because nothing seems to be coming out. No information seems to be talked about it, but it just keeps popping out of nowhere. Another person believes that Bully 2 is being made. So once again, when it comes to these leak and rumor videos, I like to present you guys with all of the information, and then I like to kind of break it down and give you guys my thoughts on it. I feel like I kind of did a good job throughout the video telling you what I liked, what I didn't like, things that are similar, things that are different, but honestly, this is a leak. It's coming from different sources, but it doesn't really seem to be saying anything so vastly different than anything we've heard before, which honestly, I feel like gives it a little bit more credibility. We've seen a lot pointing back to the original The No leak, and this seems to be going very much in line with that, with the Project Americas, with the next generation console, with everything like that. So honestly, I would say this information, obviously you need to take it with a grain of salt, but I would say it's one of the more likely leaks. But that does it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for the support. Peace out.
Didn't come to my birthday party, rude, but they all found time to go fight the warrior. Like this would be like some